everything will so it's going live now. So we know that everything's all active and working in there. So you'll get otherwise you get the end stream box. So if it's auto started correctly, you will always see a red box there. If it hasn't started, it's blue, and you just have to start. You shouldn't have to, but it always makes sense to go and check that it's working properly, just just in case it isn't. But now we know that everything's working. So if we go back to OBS now, you can start you can start moving these screens around as you see fit. So we now know that that output is going out. So you can change these across. So you can go, yeah. So you can highlight that one. You can fade it across when your meeting started. Now, is there multiple slides on that PowerPoint presentation? So okay, so let's just go to the PowerPoint presentation just while we're playing around with it. So we know that that's working. Right, so there's just one slide for that. That's a shame. That's fine. So if you just yeah, save it as yeah. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah. And then just call it whatever you want to. Is it? Oh, yep, yep. You've got yeah, so you've got that one. You've just yeah. That's a PDF though. You don't want the PDF. That's all right. So just if you just click save, it should just save it with that name. So there you go. So that'll start. You can do whatever you want. So if you want to create, if you so that starts shortly. So if you let's save another one, for example, that just says yeah, yeah. So it should, yep. Oh, yeah, you can if you want to. I mean, you'll have to what you'll have to do though is yeah, you'll need to go and change your text in that one, won't you? So, so I was just thinking if we just yeah, yeah, you're creating all your files without changing your content. Yeah. So this is a meeting paused file. So yeah, so just say meeting paused. Yeah. Yeah. But if you just save that one again, yeah. So if you save it, yeah, and then what we want to do is if you just go back to say file open, for example. No, 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 no. Leave that as it is. So if you go to file open on in PowerPoint and open up meeting, whichever one it was, meeting starts shortly. Go back to meeting starts shortly one again because we've already got that one. Yeah, so we know what the text is like. That's already in the window. So now if we go back to OBS now and we know the meeting started. So if you click on sources, for example, and so if you add a window capture and then call it what should we call it? Call it adjourned, meeting adjourned or something like that. Something that makes sense to you. 'Cause that way, if you call it something, you might have a yeah. So now if you go to the window again, and you will have, uh, oh, meeting, sorry, it was meeting paused we called it, didn't we? Sorry, it was a we only had that one. So, yeah, call it meeting paused, it'll be fine. Just we're only messing anyway, aren't we? Right, so there you go, so click OK. So we yeah, move that. Yep, you do. You can do, or you can press the fade button and it'll automatically do it. That one? No, that the top, the middle one, that's it. There you go. Yep. So yes, what you could do now is when your meeting post one goes across onto the right-hand side, you could go back to your original Teams meeting and get that ready. So if you go back to sources now and go back to the Baljinder one, yeah, and then move that 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 was a Teams meeting, wasn't it? So if you move that up now, you'll see the contents in the left-hand box. Right. So now you're ready to bring it back live if you want. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yes, I would personally. Yes, definitely. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It'll be fine, honestly. Yeah, yeah, and it's that preparation. Yeah. So if you go well, if you go to YouTube now, you'll notice that actually it should still be active. So there you go. So we know that it's there. So the time's changed because it's 52. So we know that it's still counting upwards, which is really good. We know that it's still active. So if you want, we can end. Yeah, yeah. So if we go back to OBS, for example, now what you can do now, because let's close it. So we know it's the end of the meeting. So if you kill the sound on there,